Aaron said that the value of the given angle is 87 degree, but Prisha said that it's 93 degree. Find who is correct. Good thinking. Arun is the right answer. 4 students tried to draw an angle greater than 30 degrees but smaller than 60 degrees. Who drew it correctly? Right again. Mira is a valid answer.
Samira is identifying angles made by the hands of a clock. From the options below, at what time can she expect to see an angle less than 45 degrees being formed by the hands of the clock?
Excellent. 20 p.m. is a brilliant choice.
The speed of the log boat is 4 km per hour. How much distance it will travel in 2 hours?
Right choice. 8 kilometers is the best answer.
The figures share a characteristic. Which statement best describes these figures?
Solid response. They are all quadrilaterals is a valid choice. All the sides and angles are equal in given figure. So, its name should be... Well picked. Equilateral triangle is the correct answer. This triangle can be classified as a dash because of the angles. Clear logic. Your choice right triangle is sound and 100% true.
The number of sides in given polygon is dash and called dash.
Good job, your answer 7. Heptagon works well here. When ray is in the right, we use dash, scale of the protractor. Excellent choice. Inner is the right answer. What is the place value of red-colored digit in this number? Well done. 400 Oz is the right choice. The photo above can be classified as which geometric figure? Great job. Cylinder is the accurate answer. Dash, what point do these perpendicular lines intersect at? Perfect. P is the correct choice.
What is the name of the instrument shown in the figure?
Nicely done. Protractor is a solid answer. The name of the angles on red circle is obtuse angles. Strong choice. False is the right answer. Look at the hands of the clock and identify the angle. You got it? Your choice less than 90 degrees is right. What are the angles that we can see on this window? Valid point. Right angles is true. Classify this triangle. Make sure list all the names. You're right. Isosceles. Right is the correct answer.
What terms could not be used to describe the polygon?
On track. Square is the correct answer. How many angles are there inside the given shape? Great thinking. 6 is the right choice. Observe the picture of angle and name the angle. Nice selection. Right angle is the correct and valid answer.
Label the circle with the correct unit fraction.
Well reasoned. 1/3 is the correct choice. Dash, what kind of intersecting lines are these? Correct. Perpendicular lines is the right answer. Identify the picture and tick the right option. You chose rectangle. And it is correct. An angle that forms a square corner is called smart pick. A right angle is the correct choice. The polygon shown in the picture is called smart move. Pentagon is an accurate answer. How many equal parts does this shape have? correct response. 4 is the most accurate answer.
Which shape is not classified correctly?
Exactly. Shape 4 makes sense and it is right choice. Identify the type of angle shown dash. Nice work. You chose reflex and it is correct.
Gracie took a loan of Arspont 4,000 to buy a net. She paid back Arspont 345 every month for 1 year. How much money did she pay back to the bank?
Sharp thinking. 4140 is the right choice.
Which type of triangle is pictured? Bravo. Right isosceles triangle is the answer. Blue outline is an example of dash.
Right again. Angle is a valid answer. Is this an open or a closed shape?
Valid point. Open is true.
Name the following pair of lines.
Solid response.
Parallel lines is a valid choice.
Choose the correct option.
Right choice. Line is the best answer.
20 fishermen have made their own bank. Each saves Rs 25 every month. How much money did the group collect every month?
Good thinking. Rs 500 is the right answer.
In a clock minute hand is on a 3 and hour hand is near to 1. Then the angle between both hand will be a dash.
Nice selection. Acute angle is the correct and valid answer.
What shape has 2 adjacent sides of the same length but different lengths than the other 2 sides?
Smart pick. Kite is the correct choice.
Rajesh draws a right angle. He divides this into 3 equal parts. What is the measures of each part?
Exactly. 30 degrees makes sense and it is right choice.
I am a flat shape. I have 1 straight sides. I have 1 curved side. I have 0 corners. What shape am I?
Bravo. Semicircle is the answer.
All triangles must measure 180 degrees. If one is 73, the other is 52. What is the missing angle?
Excellent. 55 is a brilliant choice.
If we keep increasing the number of sides of a regular polygon, it will take up the shape of a...
Smart move. Circle is an accurate answer.
If a clock hands show 3, Odrid clock, then what kind of angle is made by the hands at these time?
Great thinking. Right angle is the right choice.
The angle measure of the clock when they make an angle which is more than a right angle, a dash.
Well picked. 5 p.m. is the correct answer.
What shape has 2 pair of parallel lines and each pair of opposite sides are the same length?
Great job. Rectangle is the accurate answer.
When we write the name of angle, the letter at which the angle is formed written in middle.
Nice work. You chose true and it is correct.
What shape has 4 straight sides with at least 1 pair of parallel lines that never meet?
Correct response. Trapezoid is the most accurate answer.
Which of the following is greatest 5-digit number formed by these digits? 6, 2, 3, 8, 7.
Sharp thinking. A7632 is the right choice.
What is the name of a 4-sided shape where both pair of opposite sides are parallel?
Nicely done. Parallelogram is a solid answer. Angle whose measure is greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree is called dash. Perfect. Obtuse angle is the correct choice.
Fill in the blank with correct number.
584,236 equal to 500,000 plus 8,000 plus dash plus 200 plus 30 plus 6. You got it. Your choice 4,000 is right. Which of these, a regular hexagon or a regular octagon, has larger interior angles? Strong choice. Octagon is the right answer. Monu has 5 kg sugar in a box. If he uses 1 kg to do 50 g of sugar, then how much sugar left? Well reasoned. 3 kg 750s is the correct choice. What angle is 90 degrees and represented with a small square where 2 lines meet? On track. Right angle is the correct answer. Bonus question. If you put 2 trapezoids together, what shape does the shape make? You chose hexagon, and it is correct. What is the name of a triangle with all angles measuring less than 90 degrees? Excellent choice. Acute angle triangle is the right answer.
Angle which measures greater than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees is dash.
You're right. Acute angle is the correct answer. Q1, what is the correct numeral for 46,30,017? Well done. 463,017 is the right choice. The price of 1 kg of prawns is Rs 150. What is the price of 10 kgs prawns? Correct. Rs 1500 is the right answer. Which an angle we can draw with the help of both compass and protractor? Clear logic. Your choice 90 degree is sound and 100% true. How many right angles and how many acute angles are in a right triangle? Good job. Your answer 1 right, 2 acute works well here. Name of an angle that is more than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. Solid response. Obtuse angle is a valid choice. Find the area of a rectangle whose length is 5 cm and breadth is 4 cm. You're right. 20 square cm is the correct answer. Name of a closed shape having 4 sides and all 4 sides are equal. You got it? Your choice square is right. An angle is dash if its measure is smaller than that of a right angle. Excellent choice. Acute is the right answer. An angle less than 90 degree but greater than 0 degree is called dash. Correct. Acute angle is the right answer. An angle more than 90 degree and less than 180 degree is called dash. Well picked. Obtuse angle is the correct answer. Which is the correct numeral for 3,20,015? On track. 320,015 is the correct answer. An angle whose measure is greater than that of a right angle is dash. Smart pick. Obtuse angle is the correct choice. What is the name of a triangle with all sides of different lengths? Good thinking. Scalene triangle is the right answer. If the cost of 1 pen is 60, then find the cost of 5 such pens. You chose Rs 300, and it is correct. Q4 Seema had 30 lakh. She spent 10 lakh. How much is left with her? Smart move. 20 lakh is an accurate answer. Find the area of the field whose length is 11 mm and breadth is 7 mm. Great job. 77 square m is the accurate answer. If the cost of 2 cloth is Rs 250, then find the cost of 1 cloth. Right again. Rs 125 is a valid answer. What shape has all sides the same length and has 4 right angles? Right choice. Square is the best answer. Angles measuring less than degrees are called acute angles. Nicely done. 90 is a solid answer. Which of the angle would have highest degree of the measurement? Exactly. Straight angle makes sense and it is right choice.
What is the name of a triangle with 3 sides of equal length?
Correct response. Equilateral triangle is the most accurate answer. True or false? There is not a shape that has 2 sides nor 1 side. Well done. True is the right choice. I have 3 sides and 3 angles. My name ends with angle. Who am I? Excellent. Triangle is a brilliant choice. What angles do they have in a triangle? Well reasoned. Acute angles is the correct choice. What is the sum of all interior angles of a regular hexagon? 720 is true. What is the shape that it has a total of 10 sides? 5 sides. Clear logic. Your choice decagon, pentagon is sound and 100% true. An angle whose measure is exactly 180 degrees is called dash. Bravo. Straight angle is the answer. A point where the 2 arms of an angle meet is called dash. Strong choice. Vertex is the right answer. Which type of triangle has one angle measuring 90 degrees? Sharp thinking. Right angle triangle is the right choice. If all 3 angles are less than 90 degrees, it is a perfect. Acute triangle is the correct choice. In a right-angled triangle, an angle will be obtuse angle. Good job. Your answer false works well here. The common endpoint where 2 rays meet is called a dash. Great thinking. Vertex is the right choice. The length of the boundary of closed figure is called dash. Nice work. You chose perimeter and it is correct. Find this number. 650,200. Nice selection. 6 5s and 200s is the correct and valid answer. 2 of the side are the same length. It is dash triangle. Smart pick. Isosceles is the correct choice. What is the measure of each angle in a regular pentagon? Solid response. 108 is a valid choice. The angles we can see in the English alphabet H is dash. Strong choice. Right angles is the right answer. An angle which is greater than a straight angle is dash. Bravo. Reflex is the answer. What kind of angle is made by the hands at 10 o'clock? On track. Acute angle is the correct answer. Which an angle we can draw with the help of a compass. Right again. 60 degrees is a valid answer. Find the perimeter of a square whose one side is 10 Clear logic. Your choice 40 is sound and 100% true. What shape is a 4-sided figure with 4 straight sides? Sharp thinking. Quadrilateral is the right choice. Which of the following measures is not a right angle? Nice selection. Degree is the correct and valid answer.
When two rays meet at a point, the deviation is called.
You got it. Your choice angle is right. A polygon with equal sides and equal angles is called. Great thinking. Regular polygon is the right choice. Two line segments with common endpoints form a dash. Correct response. Angle is the most accurate answer. How many sides are equal on an equilateral triangle? Good thinking. 3 is the right answer. How many right angles can be drawn from one point? Nice work. You chose 4 and it is correct. Sum of all inner angles of a rectangle is equal to. Valid point. 4 right angles is true. The angle measure of a right angle is dash degree. You're right. 90 is the correct answer. Total of all angles formed from one point is dash. Right choice. 360 degree is the best answer. Angle which measures exactly 90 degrees is called. Excellent. Right angle is a brilliant choice. In a triangle, how many total degrees are there? You chose 180 degrees, and it is correct. Name the shape having 4 sides of the same length. Great job! Rhombus is the accurate answer. Sum of all interior angle of a triangle is dash. Good job. Your answer 180 works well here. A polygon is a dash shape made up of dash only. Correct. Closed line segments is the right answer. Which 3D shape has 0 faces, vertices, or edges? Well picked. Sphere is the correct answer. In open shapes, the starting and end points are. Excellent choice. Different is the right answer. A straight angle has a measure of dash. Degrees. Well done. 180 is the right choice. How many sides and angles does a hexagon have? Smart move. 6 is an accurate answer. How many right angles in a square rectangle? Well reasoned. 4 is the correct choice. An angle whose measure is 180 is called a dash. Exactly. Straight angle makes sense and it is right choice. Which of the following is not a quadrilateral? Nicely done. Pentagon is a solid answer. An angle of less than 90 degrees is called dash. Perfect. Acute angle is the correct choice. 1/3 of a straight angle will be of dash. Excellent choice. 60 degree is the right answer. If there is no gap in the shape, it is called. You're right. Closed shape is the correct answer. Which of the following statement is correct? Solid response 64.5 and 64.5 Dai Chen is a valid choice. What do we call a shape that has 8 sides? You got it? Your choice octagon is right. Which one shows the measures of reflex angle? On track. 245 degrees is the correct answer. An angle whose measure is exactly 90 degrees. Perfect. Right is the correct choice. An angle that is exactly 90 degrees is called. Well picked. Right angle is the correct answer. What is the sum of the angles in a triangle? Exactly. 180 degrees makes sense and it is right choice. What is the place value of 5 in 6578? Smart move. 5 thousandths is an accurate answer. Name the type of angle measuring 5 degrees. Valid point. Acute angle is true. An obtuse angle is a dash than a right angle. Great thinking. Greater is the right choice. Which of the following has 2 endpoints? Right choice. Line segment is the best answer. Which of the following is an obtuse angle? Nicely done. 95 degrees is a solid answer. A dash is useful tool to measure an angle. Sharp thinking. Protractor is the right choice. 2 obtuse angles cannot make a triangle. Great job. False is the accurate answer. The total of all 4 angles of a square. Well reasoned. 360 degree is the correct choice. What angle is smaller than a right angle? Well done. Acute angle is the right choice. A straight angle is exactly dash degrees. Nice selection. 180 is the correct and valid answer. Total of all 3 angles in a triangle. Correct response. 180 degree is the most accurate answer. A closed shapes with 6 sides is called. Good job. Your answer hexagon works well here. How many angles are there in a pentagon? Clear logic. Your choice 5 is sound and 100% true. It has 4 sides and 4 angles. It is dash. Good thinking. Square is the right answer. 2 sides meet a same point. Called? Oh. Bravo, angle is the answer. Name of a close shape with 3 sides. Smart pick. Triangle is the correct choice. How many angles does a rectangle forms? Excellent. 4 is a brilliant choice. The name of angle is written using dash. Correct. 3 capital letters is the right answer. I have all sides equal. People call me as. Nice work. You chose square, and it is correct. Name of a closed shape having 5 sides. Right again. Pentagon is a valid answer. Lines that cross to make a right angle. Strong choice. Perpendicular is the right answer. Give me a quadrilateral. You chose rectangle, and it is correct. A parallelogram with 4 right angles. Smart pick. Rectangle is the correct choice. 2 lines meeting at a point Macon. On track. Angle is the correct answer. We can make 1 straight angle using. Nice work. You chose only 2 right angles and it is correct. Which is the largest 8-digit number? Well reasoned. 9999999 is the correct choice. A right angle measures dash degrees. Sharp thinking. 90 is the right choice. A polygon can never have dash sides. Strong choice. 2 is the right answer. A line segment can be measured using. Clear logic. Your choice ruler is sound and 100% true. How many sides does a triangle have? You're right. 3 is the correct answer. How many sides does a decagon have? Solid response. 10 is a valid choice.
Angles can be measured using a dash.
Nicely done. Protractor is a solid answer. 2 right angles make a dash angle. Perfect. Straight angle is the correct choice. Angle of measure 90 is called dash. Nice selection. Right angle is the correct and valid answer. Sum of all angles of a triangle is valid. Point 180 degree is true. A line segment has dash endpoint. Bravo. 2 is the answer. We can measure our weight in dash. Excellent. Keg is a brilliant choice. Angle of 90 degree is called dash. Right choice. Right angle is the best answer. True or false? Circles have sides. Exactly. False makes sense, and it is right choice. 100 lakh is called a dash. You chose craw, and it is correct. Total degrees in one full turn is correct. 360 degree is the right answer. Measure of half of right angle is good thinking. 45 degree is the right answer. Number of sides in a heptagon is smart move. 7 is an accurate answer. How many angles a rectangle has? Great job. 4 is the accurate answer. A polygon with 8 sides is called well picked. Octagon is the correct answer. Measurement of straight angle is you got it. Your choice 180 degree is right. A triangle whose one angle is 90°. Right again. Right angle triangle is a valid answer. How many angles in a triangle? Excellent choice. 3 is the right answer. How many sides have an octagon? Great thinking. 8 is the right choice. Example of right angle is dash. Well done. Electric pole with road is the right choice. Half of a right angle is dash. Good job. Your answer 45 works well here. Square has dash right angles. Correct response. 4 is the most accurate answer. The 85 degrees is dash angle. Good thinking. Acute is the right answer. How many types of triangles? Right choice. 4 is the best answer. Give an example of a polygon. Perfect. Rectangle is the correct choice. 4 times of a right angle is you chose 360, and it is correct. Angles are measured in dash. On track, degrees is the correct answer. A line has dash endpoints. You got it. Your choice 0 is right. An angle of 123 degrees is nicely done. Obtuse angle is a solid answer. A square has 4 dash angles. Well done. Right is the right choice. 3-dimensional shapes have solid response. All the above is a valid choice. Array has dash endpoint. Right again. 1 is a valid answer. A triangle has dash sides. Clear logic. Your choice 3 is sound and 100% true.
We measure water in dash.
Smart pick. Lighter is the correct choice. 1 million is equal to. Correct. 1,000 Lausen is the right answer. 2 right angles equal to dash. Bravo. 180 is the answer.
How many grams in 1 kg?
Sharp thinking. 1,000 gm is the right choice. 1 rupee equal dash obsess. Good job. Your answer 100 works well here. The 90 degrees is dash. Excellent choice. Right angle is the right answer.
Area of a rectangle is?
You're right. LXB is the correct answer.
A 90-degree angle is a...
Strong choice. Right angle is the right answer. Corner of square form. Nice work. You chose right angle, and it is correct. Distance of time equal to dash. Excellent. Speed is a brilliant choice. Classify the angle A. Great thinking. 2. Acute is the right choice. Obtuse angle is dash.
Correct response. More than 90 is the most accurate answer.
1 day equal to dash minutes. Smart move. 1440 is an accurate answer. What is an octagon? Well picked. 8-sided shape is the correct answer.
Angle of 180 degree.
Great job. Straight angle is the accurate answer. Octagon has... Nice selection. 8 sides is the correct and valid answer. A rectangle has... Well reasoned. 4 angles is the correct choice.
50 marids equal to dash sem.
Exactly. 5 makes sense and it is right choice. Of right angle equal to... Valid point. 45 degrees is true.
1 cm equal to dash.
Nice work. You chose 10 and it is correct. M equal to dash M. Good thinking. 1 is the right answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Perfect. Contact Narayan Changder on Facebook is the correct choice.